Yeah. You already know what it is. 237, no place like home. Catch me on the stool. And today, where's that, baby? Who needs some help out there, baby? Because we got that help for you today. Who needs some help out there?
Well, let her tell the people who she is.
It don't come cheap, though.
It
don't come cheap, though.
Let her tell the people who she is.
What's up? It's your girl, Stephanie Nelson, Esquire, Big E, not the little one.
Talk about it.
Now, Esquire. For all of those that don't know, what is an Esquire?
Esquire is someone that is licensed to represent you and licensed to practice law in the United States of America. If someone does not have a license, meaning they have not passed a bar exam, they have not passed character and fitness, and they don't have the necessary requirements, then they are not an Esquire.
Shit, God.
I'm not an Esquire.
You're nowhere near Esquire.
I
ain't mad. It's because of course we come from a neighborhood that we've seen so many, ups and downs when it comes to criminology.
Ups and downs?
Yeah, ups and downs, because they put out they put out these statistics like crime is down. I don't know, because I see crime still being high in my neighborhood. I don't know. And we just got to witness a gentleman get pulled over by the police. Now let me ask you, what side of the law are you on first? Are you on the prosecution side, or you on the defense side?
So the side I'm on is the just side. Whatever is just, whatever is impartial, whatever is non-biased, that's the side I'm on. So as a former prosecutor, I was very, as they say, restorative. So I would prosecute on a very holistic basis, and I would look at each defendant as a special case. So I wouldn't generalize and try to apply every situation or every law to each defendant. It was case-by-case basis, right? So they call that progressive prosecution. And progressive prosecution essentially means that you're not prosecuting restrictive, like you just don't want to get a conviction. You want to really see how can we make this defendant whole, but also keep the streets safe. So I went over to the defense side because I feel like I have a bit more leverage. On the defense side.
Come on over here, because we need the help. We need all the help we can get.
So now, as a defense attorney, I'm not drafting the charges, right? But I'm representing the defendant to the best of my ability and zealously advocating for the defendant when his rights are violated. So it's interesting you talked about a stop. There are a lot of people that don't understand how a stop works, right? So,
let's go.
Please,
let's go.
There's a case in New York State. It's called People v. DeBoer, and DeBoer essentially gives you the matrix on how an officer can stop you. It's 4 steps, and the first step, it's like credible reason. And credible reason means an officer can think a crime is afoot, or something can look a little fishy, and he can stop you and only ask you general questions, right? So general questions doesn't mean, where were you last night? Because those are more accusatory and those are pointed questions. He can ask, hey, what's your name? Where do you live? What's your address? That's it. He's very limited in that step 1. Step 2 now is founded reason. Now there's an actual crime afoot, or there's something that ties you to violating any type of law. So this is where it gets tricky. I had a case, it was a post-conviction case, and I was the prosecutor at the time, and I was in appeals. So I also did appellate law. And when I was arguing in appeals, the defendant, although he had a very good argument, his car was searched and they found a loaded firearm. And he's saying that it was searched against his constitutional right, the 4th Amendment right. But step 2, founded reasoning, his car, before the search happened, was parked in a bus lane in front of a fire hydrant. So when you look at the vehicle traffic law, VTL, you cannot be parked in front of a fire hydrant. So there's an actual law that was broken, right? Look at the nuance. So now the officers have reason to now approach you, and they're on step 2 now. Founded suspicion is more pointed questions. You know, hey, why were you moving around? What's going on? Where are you going? You know, and then it drops down to 3. That's reasonable suspicion. Now they can even search you. They can ask very kind of pointed questions. They can even detain you for a short period of time. And the 4th reason is probable cause. They can just arrest you and execute a full-on search. So those are the 4 steps, and I really encourage people to get familiarized with that law, because majority of the arrests happen in the cars. It's the stop, right? So imagine an officer stopping you and you're like, officer, I know People v. DeBoer, and I know that you're on step 3 and you're only allowed to be on step 1, right? You're asking me very pointed questions, and you're really, by law, not supposed to be asking me questions. And they'll be like, whoa, you know what I mean? So we have to make ourselves knowledgeable when it comes to those stops and frisks, because they're real, and officers will, oh, I seen a patch in his, you know, a bulge. They use that all the time, a bulge in his pocket. It's like, that could be a Poland Spring water. That doesn't give you right to just start searching him, especially, you know, pursuant to DeBoer, if you don't have a reason to search.
What are you, some kind of lore or something? Ain't that what Jay said? Ain't that what Jay said? Yeah, I've gotten stopped. Let me say that. I've gotten stopped. I've gotten pulled over.
Okay.
Now, when they say license and registration, first of all, are they supposed to identify themselves? Are they supposed to tell me what are they in suspicion of that I broke? I mean, that is the reason why they're pulling me over?
Why were you pulled over?
I mean, listen, they can use their discretion. They can say, hey, this is why we pulled you over. Do they have to? Not necessarily. Okay. They're asking for your general information. They want to make sure that the car is actually registered and legally, you know, on these New York streets. And once they get that information, it would be nice for them to tell you why they stopped, but do they have to as a matter of law? No.
Do I got to give them my license?
That's the first thing people ask.
Or can I just show them my license at that window? At my window with, you know, maybe cracked about that much. Can I just show them my ID? Or do I have to give it to them? Because once you physically give it to them, that's where they kind of like, you know, they hold you, because then they got your ID.
So if you notice, when you give them your ID, they go back to their patrol car. And when they go back, they actually have a computer there.
Run it.
So they have to run it. They have to do their job, basically. They have to make sure that you have no warrants, make sure that this license is actually real, make sure the registration and the plates are real, because, you know, no offense to Bronx County, they driving around with fake plates everywhere in the Bronx. What is going on? So,
Shout
you know.
out to the BX. Shout out to the BX, baby.
I'm like,
see them Texas joints out there.
them plates be fake all around. So, you know, which leads me to talk about another point that I wanted to talk about, making ourselves knowledgeable, but also, you know, not putting ourselves in a position where there could be some form of back and forth altercation. Now you are rubbing the officer wrong, and now it escalates, right? Because in majority of the stops, you know, if you say, hey, listen, here's my license, you can ask, why did you pull me over? But at the end of the day, he's gonna run it. If you kind of cooperate, it's like, okay. And I'm talking for New York State, because in the South is different. Yeah, in the South is different. So I'm talking for New York State. You know, majority of the time, it's like, here's my license. If they write you one, they write you one. Sometimes I've been in situations where they didn't. They're like, this is your warning, you know? So.
That's in the car, right? I've been stopped just walking the street. What are the rules out here if you're just walking the street and you get stopped by an officer?
That is unlawful. That is totally unlawful. If you're walking up the street, that is your right as a civilian, as a U.S. citizen, to walk the street without being harassed by officers. So, if there are any type of injuries that result from that interaction, I would definitely tell someone to file a civil suit, because you're violating my constitutional right. Why did you stop me? Now, if there's a crime afoot, Maybe they got a radio call, you know, dispatch 911. We have a black young gentleman, 5'11", white sneakers, jeans, blue hoodie, blue hat, you know, Ringo in the middle, and that description really fits you. Then it's hard to kind of contest that they stopped you, because
but
now.
What about the? We got a black man.
Oh, they need more than that.
Oh, okay. I was just asking because you know
they need more than that.
You know, because you know they give a very, very vague description sometimes, and I'm like, you know, a dark hoodie, a black man. I mean, I don't know how many people you won't find in that description.
Are they still giving descriptions like that though? Are the descriptions really still that vague when it comes to like if there's a suspect in the neighborhood? Yeah, he got on a black hat and a hoodie. Is that really?
But let me ask you,
really that's
it? Who's going to tell that though? Who's going to tell that? The dispatch, or is those things statistically recorded so we could actually go back?
Absolutely, absolutely. I use those for my cases. I always subpoena transcripts. I get 911 dispatch calls. You know, the people, they have, meaning the prosecutors, they have a little easier time getting that because they have liaisons within the law enforcement agencies, so they get that on site. Like body worn cam, they get 911 dispatch calls. Defense attorneys, now that I have my own law firm, SL Nelson Law, it's a bit more challenging because, you know, people hate defense attorneys. So, but I absolutely have, I have a right to get those from One Police Academy. I subpoena those, and I'll see what the actual call says. Many times my clients get off because an officer will have his account of the stop, and it would be totally opposite of what's on that body worn or what's in that dispatch. So that's where I start to challenge, and I get my dismissals from that.
Well, while we got you here, you know, we are of the hip-hop era.
Yes.
You know, we've seen some greats when it comes to the record industry actually take some falls. You know, not saying, you know, any names, but they just picked up a young fella, and they actually, they raided his houses outside of New York. And they brought him here. They arrested him here. We understand they holding him here in Brooklyn because of the holding facility. The federal holding facility is here in Brooklyn. But why did they pick him up in New York versus the places that they raided his home at? Like, they raided his home in Cali, they raided his home in Florida, but they waited till he got to New York to actually have him arrested. Is there some sort of reasoning why? Because, you know, the feds actually work differently than the state.
Very good point. So when there's any type of search warrant, usually, right, our Fourth Amendment says that
we in the hood. We outside.
We outside.
We're gonna get a ticket for that shit. If she ain't getting a warrant for that,
no,
all that noise.
Right. I'm like, what is that? So, search warrants, they have to express or explain the particular thing to be searched, the subject, the person to be searched, the place. Like, there are stipulations to how a search warrant should be executed, and of course you have to have probable cause, and the judge has to sign off on it. So there's so many steps that go into getting an actual search warrant. Now, when you say that he was arrested in New York, it could just possibly be that was just the easiest way to get him, right? Maybe they were lying in wait, you know, because think about it. If you go to other states to try to get him, Florida, it's such a more broader landscape. New York, he's confined to certain places. So that could have literally just been kind of a nuance for them to say, hey, let's wait for him to get back to New York. But once they have that search warrant to speak to the other houses, those houses definitely were included in that warrant, I'm sure, because it's an extension to that person. So, like, if they got a search warrant for me for my house at 940 St. Nick in Harlem. But then when you look through my assets, and I have a house in Brooklyn, on East 96, and I have a house in Queens, and they can search all of that.
She naming streets like she familiar like that. Like,
Well, I lived on East 96.
Oh, yeah. 96 and what?
East 96 and Clarkson and Rockaway on the 3 line. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because before we even go any further,
Tell them what part of the town you from.
Where you from?
No. What part of the town you from?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
To be more specific, I'm from Bedford Stuyvesant.
Oh, the line.
Just to be specific, where you from though? Where you from?
Bro, trying to put me on the spot. Okay, so I was born on the border of Juarez, Mexico, and El Paso.
Okay.
Both of my parents were in the Army. Shout out mom and dad.
Yes.
And then they moved back to the Bronx because my dad was born in South Bronx.
To the south.
What age were you?
I was about when we moved back, I was a baby. I was like 8 months.
Okay, you from the Bronx. No, hold on, because hold on. When you left the Bronx, though?
Like 4.
Come on, man. Is she from the Bronx?
Yeah, she's from the Bronx.
Thank you.
She left at 4.
Go where? Wait. Hold on.
Tell him.
So y'all know.
She's in the burbs.
Keith Murray.
Wait. Long
Yeah, say
ice slip?
So where she from?
She from Long Island.
But then I left. I left at 20 and moved to Brooklyn.
You from
Yeah,
Long
but
Island.
you
You from Long Island?
The Bronx and
Long Island.
Y'all not about to revoke my NYC card.
We not definitely from NYC. You are definitely from NYC, but you from Long Island.
Yo, you see how she tried to sit down and say, I'm from the Bronx. They like, oh yeah, she from the Bronx. How long she stayed in the Bronx? Till she was 4. Oh, nah.
From Long Island.
She from LI. She from LI.
Shout out Central Iceland.
Yeah. Shout out Rakim. Shout out. You gotta shout out the God.
Rakim was great.
Leaders of the new school. You're not from the Bronx.
Yeah. Shout out Long Island.
Nah, but you representing.
I'm representing.
Still a New Yorker.
That's right. She's a New Yorker. For all of those that don't know, you got on them ones too, huh? You got on them ones too, huh? Mello,
What up, baby?
Yeah. The only people from Long Island wear that color though. The golden.
Here we go. I thought you was my friend.
You can't represent him, huh?
Oh,
You can't represent him.
I don't play no black.
Not no more. He said no more.
You wasn't around, so it's no love. He wasn't around when he
But you may need that disposition when you go to work in the future.
I'm not going to work.
He's a self-made millionaire right now.
So the law firm.
Okay.
So you do criminal law.
Yep. Family.
Family law.
That's
Now, when
fun.
you say family law, does family law include child support?
Yes, all of it.
Yo,
So
Child
I'm
support.
glad we went there.
Family offense petitions for orders, child support modification, divorces. It is so sad. I feel like our community is in a state of emergency.
Listen.
Like we gotta do better with family.
Shout out to them dads that take care of their kids.
Yeah.
Shout out to the dads that take
And
care.
80% of my family law cases are all black men.
A lot of the
It's
fellas
so
though out
disheartening.
here that have been taken for child support that or that are on child support do not know the rules on this, and they feel like it's definitely it's against them all the way.
Okay.
They think
How
it's
you
a
feel about
female favorite, right?
So I'll say this. I believe that they feel like it's against them because, again, they're not knowledgeable on how it works, right? So, for instance, one of my clients came to me. He terminated his old attorney because the old attorney didn't really explain to him. He was still confused, and he was a year into his child support proceedings. So he retained my law firm. So when he retained me and I started breaking everything down, he was blown away. He was like, oh my God, they included my salary that, from 3 years ago. I'm not even at that job anymore. They included my bonus. And I'm like, what? A bonus is a performance compensation. You cannot include a bonus as a calculation in a child support, a CSSA Child Support Standard Act. You can't include that in that guideline. So I said, did your attorney ever contest that? Did he file a motion? Another thing, attorneys hate motions, right? I love writing because I used to do appeals. So I used to write briefs. So I'll file motions all day. So, you know, and I said he should have filed a motion and refuted that actual monthly maintenance that, you know, he came up with. Never refuted it. I was just blown away. I was blown, because I would never let that happen, not on my watch with my clients. So I said, you know, fill out a network statement. He was like, what's that? I said, you don't know what a network. So I had already known that attorney really, he was just kind of like another number. So with child support, the first thing you do if you get served with a child support petition, you determine if you were even served correctly. That's procedure,
okay.
right?
Okay.
So you may get a petition and not have a summons with it, a notice to appear with it. Someone and the actual suit, let's say she served you, you know, the person that is trying to get, that's all ineffective service. So you can move to kind of dismiss it until you buy time, because they can reserve you. But, you know, where were you served? By who? Those are all things that people have to understand. And that's a simple Google search. You know, how do I effectively serve someone in a child support proceeding, New York State, you know, and just determine if you got served correctly. Make sure the clerk signed off on it. Make sure it's not a petition. One of my clients, her child's father mailed her I was like, what did I do? I went in court. I was like, this is easy. I was like, Your Honor, ineffective service. And he was like, yeah, it is. Why would you mail her that?
Yeah.
Like, you got to personally
somebody have to serve you for a witness? You got to be a witness.
So service is just a constitutional law. It's essentially saying we're putting you on notice that there is a proceeding now in court before you involving you, and here is what the charges are if it's criminal, or here's what, you know, civilly what is happening, or the allegations that someone is making against you.
Okay.
So it could be civil, it could be family law, and you just have to make sure that you are properly served. Now, I use a process server. He's amazing. Shout out to Brian McElder.
He out there wearing rubber noses. And
he
hats
be
and
at
all
Brooklyn?
that, sneaking up on them.
And
Yo, here, take this, homeboy. You've been served. You
Yes,
doing all
yes.
that?
Brian McElder, he'll like send me a picture. He be like, got him. So,
Yo, Brian, man. Don't ever bring one of them shits to Ramel
He out
Archer,
here in the
man.
bushes.
Never,
Yo.
ever.
He out here in the bushes.
I just want to make sure, whatever it is, don't ever bring. You right, but you never know. You never know.
You see that dog hat and them glasses come out.
right.
Don't worry about it. I'll sit down like Ramel over that way. That's him over there.
Well, they have pictures because I always give them pictures of the person, the target.
The
So-
not the target. Not the target.
She like that. She's laughing at the target. God damn. He better not walk up on me.
Brian smooth with it. But lastly, you have to file an affirmation of service. People forget that too. Let's say they properly serve you, but they never put the court on notice that you were properly served. So the judge will say, okay, I don't see an affirmation of service. That's ineffective service. And that's essentially a document that says she or he has properly been served. This is the date, the time, where they've been served, and just all the evidence that ties to that particular service. And then you get it notarized and just file it with the court, and then the proceeding commences.
See, all that's just buying time, because at the end of the day, you said they could do it again if they do it wrong the first time.
Yeah. You can fix service.
Come with me. Come correct the first time.
You can fix service.
So you do family, defense.
Family, criminal. I do contracts. I used to work for a lot of financial institutions, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, BlackRock.
Run down it. Listen, today is your day. You talk your itch today. All right? Talk your itch today.
Yes,
All right?
so-
Today's your day.
He normally
Thank
say
you.
shit,
Yeah,
but he
I wanted
trying
to be
nice
the
with
lawyer.
you,
The lawyer
yeah.
thinks I wanted to be nice, but since we put it like that, you talk your shit.
Right,
today,
right.
Talk your shit today. You fake from the Bronx, so you get it today.
Not fake from the Bronx.
They taking shots.
He taking shots. He taking shots.
Ella, what up?
He taking
See how
shots.
you
No,
say
Ella, what up?
Ella, what up? That's where you from.
You know what?
You gonna take a drink to
Take a
that?
sip to that. That's right.
You know what? I'm gonna rep my set. Ella, what up?
That's right.
Yo,
Because
we
all the
wanna- we
homies,
wanna-
I
we
know
wanna-
all the
yo,
homies from LA.
And we want to shout out DC. Right?
DC? DC?
DC in the
I
building?
interned in
Oh,
DC.
in the
DC
building?
is a vibe. Chocolate City is
Shout
a
out to DC.
vibe.
Shout out to VA in the building. We got
Chocolate
VA in the
City
building
is a
too.
Oh, yeah.
Arlington,
Buddy from
VA is
Buddy
a
from
The whole
Bed-Stuy.
DMV, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, DMV with a buddy from Bed-Stuy, but shout out VA. We got fam out there.
Yeah, DMV is a vibe. I
Yes,
went
it
out there
is.
last month.
Yeah.
It's
Whole
alright.
vibe. I interned at the United States Department of Interior.
She just been everywhere.
I did Peace Corps. I lived in Africa for 3 years. So I learned about international law and Peace Corps.
Now,
I mean-
how long you been studying law? Because golly.
So, fear. Fear had crippled me to wait so long to go to law school, right? So I was working for a top 10 law firm out of undergrad, Paul Weiss, very big firm. And then I continued to make money and see it. But I always knew in my heart that I wanted to practice law, but I feared the whole process. I feared applying to law school because I know my GPA wasn't really, high. I feared taking the LSAT because people said that it was really hard. I feared going to law school and taking that whole step to give 3 years of my life to something and really commit to it, right? And I feared the bar. So that's all fear, and it allowed me for years not to pursue it, right? But my mom, she's amazing. She told me, listen, you are where you're meant to be. She's like, if you had went to law school at 23 years old, you wouldn't have gone to Peace Corps and lived in Uganda, Africa. If you had went to law school at 23, you wouldn't have worked for top 10 law firms and asset management firms. She's like, you got all this great experience, and now you can finally come to the table with something and say, I know what I know.
Mama. Great call, Mama.
Yes.
Great call.
Yes. So, it's unconventional, but I went back later in life. I finally took the step and went back. I will tell people this, don't ever let the world standards are what people say you need to get where you want to go. Don't ever let that cripple you as well. Because my numbers, if you see my numbers on paper, anyone would say, oh, you can't get into law school with that. Oh, that LSAT, that score's too low. Oh, that bar, you didn't pass it the first time, don't even take it again. You didn't pass it the second time, don't take it again. The third time, God bless my father, I got a call 4 days before my third bar exam saying that my dad died. And his text, one of his last texts to me was, baby girl, you better be studying and crush that bar. So I flew on the plane to Buffalo while planning his funeral. I took that bar for 2 days and I passed it.
Dad said I got you. Dad said I got you. Dad said I got you.
So
I got you.
I'm just like defying odds, right? Like a law firm in Manhattan in Midtown. My office is near the UN. Like clients come in and out. I've never had an issue with getting clients from the day we opened, September 21st. The 1 year anniversary was Saturday, this past Saturday.
Okay.
God is good.
Always.
God is good. I gotta shout God out too. I know there are many people, listen, everyone has their own beliefs, inshallah, namaste, whatever you believe. But I know that it was God that allowed me the strength to carry on through those different stages in life. Yeah.
So when it comes to again, because everything with us, we got the complexion for not having protection.
Right.
I've gotten calls. I owed the taxes. I owed taxes one time. I've never seen this before. They froze my account.
It's getting that much
So
bread?
chill. They froze my account, and they like, yo, they want you to pay this. So I'm sitting there like, who froze my joint?
Right.
I call them, they like child support. I'm like, I'm on the phone like, you got the wrong person. See, you froze you got the wrong person. I ain't got no child support. Man, come to find out, the two departments work in correlation to one another. I said, man, you almost got me divorced and killed, my man. Telling me it's from child support. She like, yo, they talking about you got kids. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what they talking about. Man, they had me scared. I'm sitting there, nigga, I'm doing the calculations like this.
Joints came
I'm
in
like,
yo,
what
you got a
you talking
40-year-old out here.
I'm like, I ain't never
name
got
is Rob.
served.
Look from the tunnel. That night at the tunnel.
From the tunnel?
Damn, see,
Oh, man.
Somebody from Long Island talking about
I was in a tunnel.
You
was in a tunnel?
I was cutting school. My cousin and I, Brandy, shout out. We would be taking my car because my dad bought me a car at 16.
That's what happened when you're in Long Island. You know, you're in the burbs, you can get a car.
Early when you in LA.
We was in a tunnel with fake ID and all.
Yo, let me tell you, I would use his.
The tunnel is.
You would use his?
I would use his
we was on like
ID to
16,
get in the
17.
tunnel. Yeah, so we was going to
The tunnel was a vibe.
Right, and I would use Cuzzo's ID to get in.
What street was the tunnel?
And I might have had on his chain too.
Oh, no, I forgot. Where was it?
Oh.
It was on West Side Highway, I
Yeah,
think.
but you can't touch
Yeah,
the
West
street.
Side Highway.
You know
You
what
know
street
what
it was
though?
on.
To be.
Child, that was like 30 years ago.
What was that?
I'm
What was that?
not
You gotta
even
check.
sure.
If you really
See,
went to
he
the
not
tunnel,
even
you know,
sure.
he wasn't
going to the tunnel.
He
He
ain't
went,
really go.
but he
He
wasn't
went,
going to the
but he
tunnel.
didn't really go. Like he went once or twice.
I seen Aaliyah perform. The guy from Mobb Deep was trying to holler. What's the short one?
They both kind of
Yeah, Havoc. Yeah.
You gave him your number?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Nah,
Jay was there. All of them was in the
I
tunnel.
seen Little Kim. I seen everybody perform.
Foxy Brown.
We seen Drake. We seen Snoop and Drake perform one night.
Yeah.
DMX video.
Wow.
God bless
Yeah.
DMX.
It was, but New York was just a whole.
It was
vibe.
a time.
Like even when you,
Shout out to 27th
even when you went to
Street
Jam Rock, Jam Rock
Oh,
was
in
a vibe.
Hempstead. Jam
Jam
Rock. I
Rock was
forgot
a-
about
yeah,
Jam
Jam
Rock.
Rock.
Trash though.
Nah,
Jam
not in
Rock
the
was a-
beginning. You wild. Jam Rock was the time in the
Jam
beginning.
Rock was
Rock
popping
Long
like that
Island. Don't
again.
talk bad
Jam
about
Rock
it loud, baby.
Jam Rock and Nagasaki.
Nagasaki. Yo, yeah.
Yeah, that was a vibe. That was
Come on, man. That shit. Between that, Sunrise being in the movie theater, come on, man. Don't make it sound like Long Island.
right. Thank
Long Island was
you.
rocking.
That's why you got a kid out there now. All these fucking names. All these fucking keep naming.
That's why he wanted to
Yeah,
join it.
exactly.
No, pull up to the stoop. We want to have you. Come through. We want you. That's why. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. That's why we wanted the lawyer.
Check this out.
He
Check this
needed
out.
you.
I took care of all of that. The taxes, them shit taken care of.
What happened? Tell
The
me.
taxes. So,
So
I don't think I filed them. I just was like, fuck it. I was a young black dude. I was a young black dude.
How did they confuse?
Well, now that I have no idea because they're in the same department. Child support and the tax people are the same department. So when you call, they automatically assumed it was child support.
I ain't going for that.
Wow.
They automatically assumed it was child
Wow.
support. So I'm like, it fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie to you, cause I'm sitting there like,
baby.
what the fuck is the kid?
Right. With a kid.
Who served me? I said I ain't never got served.
Exactly. Where the baby at?
I never got served.
Wow.
I'm like, what are you talking about? So yeah, that's another fuck that.
Shout out to RJ.
To bring that up, shout out to Jay. One of
Jay
my
who?
friends, he a little on the down. Like, he like to be. I ain't gonna put him on
Don't
blast.
put him out
'Cause
there. I was about to say, don't do that.
But something similar happened to him, and he put me on to someone on Instagram that is going viral. The guy's name is like Tramel or something, and he's this guy. He's not licensed, but he also found out that he was like 5 years in arrear in child support. He didn't have a kid. And it happened in California, in the state of California. And he went on to say now he advocates for men, and he's gotten a lot of child support petitions like dismissed because there are a lot of egregious mistakes that happen.
Since we back,
Go ahead now, 'cause let's let
Yeah.
that
back
loud
on
go.
that. So, what are some things these guys should know out here when going to court for child support? What are some things give me 3 things they should have in order?
In order, your assets. Listen, I make $2,000 biweekly. I have another child support order. They forget to include this if you have other kids, because the courts factor that in. If you're paying child support for another kid, they factor that in.
You ain't got it now.
And this is my income. If you have a tax return, to further solidify what your assets actually are, you know, and be very forthcoming. Some men, we gotta, you know, it's both sides. They try to hide. They try to evade. They try to hide their assets. And then when the courts find out, they get pissed. So just be very forthcoming. Allow the court to have full visibility as to what your assets are and what you make. And then they will calculate. New York State is not a bad guideline. I know people make 80 to 100,000 and they're paying like 1,500 for 3 kids. What is that a kid? What is that? 6 times 3 is 12. That's 600 per kid a month.
I know.
You know?
Still use the mattress and the sneaker box. That's they gotta go back to that.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say, you know, have your assets laid out. Also, make sure you have her assets, because some people play dirty. I've seen it. Now that I have my own practice, it's disgusting. I had to hire a private investigator because my client kept saying, she makes 180,000. She got a state-appointed attorney. That is so fraudulent, because a court judge will say, he'll give an aliquot. He will say, hey, do you need a state-appointed attorney? In order to be qualified for one, you have to make within the poverty guideline, which is 38 to 40,000. So how are you saying, yes, I need one, and you make 180,000? That's a lie, right? Because you're trying to now say, I don't want to hire a private attorney. So I hired a PI, and come to find out, yeah, she almost made $200,000. And I used that to attack her credibility. Yeah. Your Honor, this is further indication that this woman continues to lie against my client. She lied to you on the record.
I love it. All you needed was that one thing to say,
yeah, that PI.
She a liar.
I get it in.
Thing, and she don't believe in Jesus. Get her out of here.
Right.
Does paternity have to be established before you can serve somebody for child support?
No, it doesn't. You can serve them, but of course the other party would then say, hey, there's no paternity established. That's all they'll do. Yeah, and then the case will probably be dismissed unless they can prove, you know, paternity. Yeah.
So I'm like, man.
Yeah, you can be served. That's the thing about the court of law. You can be sued, you can be served, you can be, and then you have to go through the process. You know, that's the sucky thing. Because
law is crazy too.
Commonwealth.
Way different. Virginia's Commonwealth. So I went to law school in Louisiana. That's civil. So I kind of have insight on civil. Where
if I needed to sue somebody, you would be able to direct me in the right ways to go.
Absolutely. We throw those allegations on a petition. Make sure they're not frivolous allegations. We serve that petition. We get Brian to serve them. Okay. We out here.
We out here. Yeah.
Play with us if you want. Let me hear somebody talking about catch me on the stoop. You play yourself if you want. I got the lawyer on that.
Right. I got y'all. This is marketing. I got y'all now.
We already trademarked that too. So play yourself. Let me hear one of y'all talking about catch me on the stoop.
Oh, I'm proud of y'all. Y'all trademarked that?
Yes, we did. Oh, yeah, we out here.
Because people don't trademark. I'm proud of y'all.
They don't want to give a Brooklyn like that. What you gave him, that was so long gone.
Yeah. You was supposed to go
like at least a little step.
She gave me the Esquire joint. She gave me the Esquire. She gave me the Esquire joint.
Now I thought you was my friend, Yellow. Yellow Mellow. I thought you was my friend.
He is mellow. That's a mellow dude right there. Yeah.
But so we did have it trademarked.
Good job.
We actually, of course, we could, when it comes to contractual law, who could not use help? We could use help. We actually looking to do some more trademark and some more copywriting. You know what I'm saying? To protect us.
Period.
Because and you know, even though you from Long Island, you know what I'm saying? Your office is right in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? You did live in the 90s.
I lived in the 90s. Bobby Shmurda was blocked down. Bobby Shmurda was blocked down. Bobby Shmurda was blocked down.
Do it again. Do it again.
I don't know how to do this money deal. You do something like this.
You don't know. Now you found it real fast, though. Exactly.
I'll be trying to keep it cute.
Look, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's wild because we as a people, we need so much help understanding the law, because I think one of my guys, he actually has some child support cases, and he was actually like, "Yo, how are they
What's his
taking
name?
nothing?
Oh,
No, nothing. You ain't getting me to say that.
No, I wanted to know if I knew him.
Nah, you might, you know him, but you might know him, but
well,
chill,
chill.
So when we was talking, someone like that guy Tremaine, the guy you were saying,
Tremaine Jackson.
he actually got
Down here.
somebody
Look.
that was giving him information, and he's like, child support with the arrears. He was like, there's not a this is not a, what he said, it's not a law or something that they cannot go after you for arrears or something like that.
No, they can, because there's a court order. You're in contempt.
It's a court order.
Court order. So now
it's not a law, but it's a court order.
It's a court order, right? If a court orders me to stay away from you, if I go near you, I'm in contempt. I can be arrested. If a court orders you to pay a specific amount a month, you didn't pay it. And now they're pursuant to each state. In New York, passport can be confiscated, your license, your accounts can be frozen. Hey, I got one better. I was with my friend and her boyfriend, this was years back, and we went to the casino, Atlantic City.
And they took that cash.
He won.
Yeah.
He won like $80,000.
They took that cash.
Yeah.
And
he won 80.
He was mortified.
Yeah.
Had he known that was the law, I would have went and
I
would have had the ticket. Here you go.
Yeah.
He had no idea. So I think we really need to.
You wasn't a lawyer then?
I wasn't.
God damn it! He is $1 too late.
$1
They
too
take
late.
the whole 80.
They took the whole 80. He owed 150.
They wiped them out.
Just like
I'm gonna put y'all in the game though too. I tell my clients this: play nice, play the game, because you can deviate. You being the party who is receiving the child support, the custodial parent that has, the physical custody of the child, or children, you can actually waive child support. People don't know that. So if you and I are married, we have 2 kids, you owe me $90,000 in child support. I could just go to the clerk and say, I'll waive it. Tell them to give me 5 instead of 90, 5,000. That's it. It's done. But men, y'all egos, y'all sometimes know how to play nice. And I'll be like, listen, you got to stroke that ego.
I don't think it's
all men. You gotta play the game.
Because some women get a little very revengeful.
Oh, very vindictive, bitter, evil. Absolutely. But you gotta. Do you want to forfeit $90,000?
Nah,
or do you want to say she can be evil? All right, I'll join in.
We'll figure that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm about my coins, so I'm gonna be like.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. So they can deviate against the actual guidelines, the actual amount that's set to pay month to month. I've had a client, he knew how to play the game. His child support, because he made a lot. He worked on Wall Street. His child support was almost $5,000 for 2 kids. And she deviated. She said, you know what? $2,000 is fine. That's $3,000 he saved a month. Do that math.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So we did it, and
this is where we are.
This is so dope. This is so dope.
We get on our game.
Yo, I saw Drewski on it, and I was like, look at Drewski. He reposted me one day. And he reposted me. I was talking about hip hop lyrics, how they use in prosecution. Him and Lisa Evers reposted me. And I've recently seen him at Ricardo's for Mano's birthday. And he was like, yo, I remember you. So he was just taking pictures.
You be outside for real, huh?
Oh, I do.
Rappers stay in trouble a lot. So she gotta be. They stay in trouble a lot in hip hop. She gotta be in the mix.
Hey.
Shout out to Lisa Evans.
Where he at? He ain't come with you today?
No, I said I have to meet one.
Oh.
It's hard in these streets.
Nah, because you working hard. That's why.
Hard.
You working hard.
You think that's what it is?
Yes, because you're busy.
You
That's what it is.
You're
busy.
I make time. No, I make time.
You're probably never wrong. You know how these women are. You're probably never wrong.
Anyway,
I have a teachable spirit.
Defense attorney, please.
I got a teachable
You'll
spirit.
be in the house all day. No, I want to hear that.
And I listen, okay?
now, do you cook?
I cook. Get my mom. She's from Philly.
Let me see your hands.
Philly.
Yeah.
The inside.
Oh, Philly.
You don't cook.
Yes, I
You don't cook.
Okay, well, recently I
Hey,
haven't.
thank you. I already knew.
But see, I'm honest.
I know.
I've been ordering for a couple
He know what
months.
cooking is look like. He said, nah, that ain't it.
Yo,
But I would if
You
I
would?
my
You would
ex.
if you
I
had
was
to?
Bailly's from Brownsville. Shout out to
shout out to
Bailly.
Brownsville.
Shout out to the Ville.
What's his name?
Bailly. He would tell you I cook.
boy, Bob.
Bailly will tell you I cook.
He will
Boy,
tell us.
Bob.
He will tell us he ate.
No,
Ah,
no, Bailly.
you know,
Actually, I cook so good for him. Still to this day, he'll call me and be like, "Can you cook and I'll come pick it up."
Now, hold
you
on,
still
hold on,
can-
hold
wait,
on,
wait,
hold
you
on,
still
hold on.
He's in a relationship. No,
Hold
we're
on,
just
hold on.
friends.
So
No,
you
we
cook
just
for
friends.
him now?
No,
And
not
his-
now. But like he would, you know,
Nah,
call me.
he
and be
better
like,
not be still calling you. That's why you ain't
Yeah.
moving on.
no, I haven't talked to him in a
We
while.
gonna put a
Yeah, she
petition
from
against
Long
his
Island.
ass.
They said, you know,
His
the good
ass
girls-
shouldn't be not
the
be
good
calling
girls
your
like them
phone
bad
no more.
boys, man.
Oh,
Brownsville.
good girls like them
You had
bad
a
boys.
Brownsville
She went to the
boy.
work spot, right?
Word.
She went to the hood.
Well, she
hood.
was like,
She
yo,
went to the hood.
90s
Word.
though.
She went in the
No.
90s.
Can I
She
tell
went
y'all
to-
something?
She could have went to wine dances.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
since
But he's a blue collared worker,
Okay.
Con Ed, and he
Sound like you
owns.
miss him. You talking
Now
about
he
him on the podcast.
No,
Yo,
because he's
pick up the
Yo,
chat,
yo,
homeboy.
he's like-
Pick up the phone.
he's like my
Yeah, he is a blue
friend.
card. Don't
He's the
come in with
homie.
blue.
Yeah.
Don't, ain't
He's
they
a
blue?
Yes,
he's
they
a
are.
homie.
He a
Pick up
homie.
the phone.
Boy,
yo.
Bob.
I feel attacked. I feel attacked.
We ain't
Shout out
messing
to
with you.
Brownsville,
Shout out
man.
to
Shout out to the
Brownsville.
Ville, man.
Boo Bob. Boy Bob. Yeah, we put a petition. You ain't
They give
calling
me
her
two
phone
pieces.
no
I need
more.
your help.
You ain't calling her phone no more. Bob.
I need her help.
Boy, Bob.
By
you?
you, Bob. Boy Bob. We ain't messing with him. Don't call her phone no more. So we put a petition. We're gonna be coming to see you and serve you. We're gonna have the server serve you.
Nah, she missing.
So is that an issue?
What's that?
Just sidebar, like if you didn't have like a very messy breakup, you both were adults and said, listen, it's not conducive to what I want, not conducive, and then y'all just remain friends. Is that
we
bad?
can be friends. We can be friends, but you ain't cooking for him.
Oh no, I don't.
Yo, no, we need
Okay.
we need a whole different segment for that right there.
Okay.
That's some shit.
That's
That'll put me probably sweat. I gotta have on no hat, all that shit. Because I tell you all of all
He
reasons why.
mixy. He mixed just as mixy. I know he
Who,
is.
me?
Very mixy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
I
are.
like saying no.
Uh-huh.
You like that though, cuzzo?
Yeah.
Chill. Don't start that conversation. Don't start that conversation.
Ask him what his name is.
Naheem.
Mixy.
Nah, you know what they used to call him.
Know what they used to call him? What they used to call
They
him?
call him nasty.
The
Nah.
nasty
no,
boy.
no.
The nasty boy.
Don't even. I ain't gonna even claim
Don't
that
say
right there.
Don't claim that no more.
Woo!
Let me take a Hancock. Shout out to Hancock. Shout out to Hancock. What up?
Yeah. But hold on, what they doing about my car? My car open? Oh, okay.
Oh, he's recording.
I just make sure they ain't going in
It's all
mine.
good. We got a lawyer right here. We good.
Yeah, but I need them arrested if they go in my joint.
Right. Oh, they'll get arrested.
We got somebody,
Yeah.
you know.
And former prosecutor.
Exactly.
They were making arrests against a 16-year-old girl on the subway and literally like manhandling her. She's tiny, like a size 2. And she looked all of 16, like I said. I broke that up quick. They were like, well, we're arresting her now. She jumped the turnstile. And I said, well, I'm her attorney now. So I literally was late to a meeting and followed them to the precinct. Hopped in my car, followed them to the precinct. And she's like, call my mother. I said, give me her number. She's screaming her number in cuffs.
Yeah.
I call her mother. She picks up. I said, your daughter's being arrested. She's like, what? It's okay. I got her. She's like, okay, thank you, ma'am. She's telling me, information on her daughter. So I wait there and they're like, well, she's going to walk out with a summons. I said, it's okay. I'll get it dismissed. I said, but what's very disturbing is that you all manhandled her and violently put her up against a metal gate for $2.90. I said, that's disturbing.
You just happened to be on the subway.
I was coming up the stairs and everyone was recording. I was like, whoa, what is going on? Why is this child being manhandled by 4 officers, all men? What is going on? Did she murder someone? Did she steal? What happened?
Does she have a weapon on her? What's going on?
And she ended up telling me, there was an undercover detective. He said, you need to pay. And, she was honest. She said, I told him, fuck you, But he was an undercover.
Yeah, she didn't
And
know.
that's what where everything went downhill. But still in all, I think there needs to be a very, as we was talking earlier, a very clear line on policing in the community. Policing in the community means you understand the constituents, the people of that community. So if someone's talking to you and they're young, the new generation, dead ass, and yo, word to my mother, and I ain't gonna hold you, all of that slang. Let them talk that slang. It's no disrespect. That's just their generation. That's how they're interacting with you. So, you know what I mean? So you have to understand them. You can't go in with guns blazing because they don't understand that. And again, who's an officer? Who had training? Who's equipped with training? Who has like shields and badges and guns? Not the 16-year-old. So,
I mean, we just, we seen the story about the gentleman with the knife on the train, and wasn't even so much that I think, the issue was they shot into a crowd of people.
Yeah.
And they shot innocent people while you were detaining this gentleman. You know what I'm saying? And I think when it comes to policing, like you said, there has to be some sort of decorum. You have to, like when Dinkins was here, he put in the CPR or CRP, whatever it was, to try to get policing to be a little better when it comes to them interacting with our communities. And I think that we need to get back to that because, you got these, unfortunately, we got the politicians, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you do the ugly things that you're doing out there for the people of the world to see, when you got police, I mean, I'm just doing what I've seen this guy do. I'm just reacting, and I think that again, Eric Adams, who's like, the police was, he thinks they were justified with what they were doing. They might have been justified with their course of action, but they weren't justified.
They can't be justified with no full investigation.
With hurting those people. You hurt those people. That gentleman who was fighting for his life while he was on his way to work. He's fighting for his life.
That's crazy.
There's no justification.
Yeah.
There's
Still, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the North Carolina hanging. So there was a trucker. For all of those that don't know, there's a trucker, young gentleman out of North Carolina. He was driving through and ended up being hung. They have wrapped it up to it being a suicide. A few black attorneys have pulled together to actually challenge this finding that the sheriff tried to say in North Carolina. I don't know all of the particular details. I just do know that, there was a gentleman, young black man that was hung in North Carolina. Right now, the truckers are refuting to drive through North Carolina as a protest. You know what I mean? For those who don't know, and this is, there are sundown states. You know what I'm saying? And sundown means there are places that we cannot be after the sun goes down. So while they are out here talking about all of these laws, and again, I'm not saying, please go out there and shake up the world. But I do know that there are a lot of unjust laws. And then until you continue to be out there on the front lines fighting for our people and fighting for what's just and what's right, there are going to be a breadth of things that's going to always come up. And when it comes to, you actually being on the side of offense to being on the side of defense, like you coming to the young lady's defense for them wrongly handling her, we want to salute you because, there are so many of our people that they need that. They need the representation. They need someone that can fight for them because, if you ain't got those 3 letters behind your name, you might know the law, but the judge is like, get out of here.
Right.
So, it means so much to have
you know, that Esquire behind your name to be out there fighting for us. Well, not all of us, but fighting for most of us. You know what I'm
be a
saying?
part of our crew. You want to be part of this?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh! While she part of our crew,
we going
I will make
together.
this official. I
We
will
got
make
some
this
food. We
official.
got some food over there.
I got some food. This. Did you eat?
No.
I ain't put no buttons in there, yo.
No,
Buddy,
you
get
put too much
get
hot
no
sauce
buttons
in
out of
there.
there
I put
for
too
her.
much hot sauce on this one.
Oh, you record? Don't worry about it.
Well, we gonna shake it up and lose some of the sports. So, we gotta say,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh.
you gonna catch me on the stool. And mind you,
Pink, my favorite color.
oh yeah.
Yes.
That's the universe,
Work
baby.
it out.
You know,
Work it
funny
out.
thing about it is, we ain't give nobody a catch.
Nobody got to catch me on the stoop.
They purchased it.
They purchased it,
We
but we
never
haven't
did.
given it as a gift. Yeah.
So you
I'm
know,
honored.
we want to say, you know, you are down with the stoop. So if anybody asks you, you can always say you from Bed Stop.
Yes. I'm
No. Let's keep going too far.
I got you.
He went too far.
I got you.
He went too far.
I got you.
He went too far.
And
Once again, baby.
hold on, cause
What else? We got something else?
no. One thing, just edit this.
Yes. SL Nelson Law Firm. Let's go.
Give me that medium.
Exactly.
Yeah, now, I don't try to put it on. Let's hold it up. She ain't bring my size.
I'm not y'all. What size are y'all?
I'm an extra large.
Okay, what size are you? Okay.
Now,
Swing. I always want to be.
hold on, man.
So,
Hold on, that's a lot of gold there.
where
See,
advocacy
she tried
is
to-
limitless. You got limitless. Advocate.
Can I get one from being part of House of Fire?
See?
Yep.
Yeah, that front and back, baby.
That's right. So you know what I'm saying? Now,
Yo,
Look.
hold on.
Take a
we want to. We not only that.
Hold on. It matched the car. It matched the
Oh
car.
yeah. We got the card. Yeah. What you?
Yes.
Hold on. I got that.
Listen, I got a good one.
Slick, baby.
Yeah.
Come
on now.
Cars are fancy. You see
Yes,
that
they
boy?
are.
That gold
Yes,
leaf.
they
You
are.
see that
That
gold
gold
leaf?
leaf?
You see what it is?
That's
huh?
gold leaf.
Huh?
Nah, it's
Got
gold
the
leaf.
got the scan
Yeah,
on
we-
the back.
it's
for
not
you
that
fancy
free
folks,
shit.
huh?
What's
Yeah.
that free card? What's that? What's some free
This is
cards? It's
silver?
not that
Oh,
right.
it's
gold.
not that blink or whatever
It's
you
not
got on
whatever
your
you
phone
call
right
it,
there.
it's not
Somebody
that
paid for this
Yeah,
right
come
here.
on now.
Holla.
This is
No,
that
I know
firm
what
money
it
right
is.
here, baby.
So you know, if you are ever in need,
Yeah.
please
Yes.
tell them the firm.
SL Nelson Law Firm, PLLC, located at 845 3rd Avenue, New York, 10022.
Holla.
Catch me on the stoop, baby.
As always, y'all know what it is. 237, no place like home.
Yes.
Catch me on the stoop.
baby. 100.